When you meditate, people often ask, what kind of meditation do you provide at your temple? They're asking for many techniques. How silly. Just another way of avoiding the abyss. So when you sit, when you cook, when you walk, when you talk, and when you are listening, whatever you do, when you meditate, you gaze into the abyss. That's why many people escape and in the name of compassion do terrible things. Every father and mother, when they see into their kids' eyes and observe very clearly, they see that death is gazing back. So the monks and the nuns and all other practitioners, they gaze into the deep abyss. And it's a very scary thing. Because when you look long enough, it will gaze at you. And that's very frightening. But when you have the courage and when you are brave enough, the light starts to shine. But death won't go away. So many people want meditation and the subject like love and compassion. Why don't you start with yourself? But it's a very scary thing. Because the dark is very dark. In the name of compassion, it's a good slogan. But be careful. Maybe it's not compassion at all. It's pity. Because you have pity for yourself. You scream compassion to help the poor. But actually you just have pity for the poor. So you will at the end get rid of them. Why not start where you are? The abyss is right in front of your eyes. So someone asked me in Zen, it seems it's a lot about death. That's funny. I reply, it's not in Zen. In life, it's all about death. So there are many people who, after persevering in their practice for a while, they do not feel that they are progressing. Then they give up in despair and start to think about practicing something else. In this way, they succumb to delusive thinking and laziness. However, such an attitude is really self-destructive. Some people think or believe that death is final. Such persons are regarded as having fallen into extreme view of nihilism. Then there are others who are unconcerned about the nature of their rebirth. They think that now one should just enjoy this life. And if one is then reborn in hell or as an animal, what does it really matter? They believe that since the mind is eternal, one will continue to receive numerous bodies. What reason is there to be concerned about any particular rebirth? People who think in this way will fall into the extreme view of eternalism. It is important to free yourself from these two extremes of nihilism and eternalism. After practicing for some time, you will be experienced entering the door of emptiness. But emptiness is a dark abyss, and death shows its face. You have to take one further step of the 100-foot pole. Only then you will be able to pierce through the barrier of the patriarchs. Now, what does it mean to pierce through this barrier? It means to transcend the two extremes of nihilism and eternalism. This is achieved because at such a time, when one thought arises, all the 10,000 forms of the universe come into being. And one thought ceases, they all return to the emptiness. And the joy of awakening is experienced, entering the door of emptiness. But the door and the gate of emptiness is guarded by some flaming swords. And these flaming swords cut everything out of you, which is not alive. So it's a very risky business to gaze into emptiness, the dark, taunting abyss. Like when you play with your kids. If you play and teach them with a clear mind the abyss is lurking all the time. So at the gates, these swordsmen have no pity. Is there enough of you to live after all the dead wood is cut out? Thank you very much.